was hyperextended in practice.
Who's excited for football?
On Tuesday. So this is 3rd and 6.
Oh, man, what a big play this was, too.
Mahomes throws the cross. Is intercepted.
Go, baby.
Brian Branch,
Go, baby.
the rookie, ties the game.
Pick
with
6.
his first NFL touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Brian Branch, they have been excited since the day they drafted him.
The Lions' recent draft success has been the catalyst for the organization's turnaround. Last year alone, they hit on several players that provided an immediate impact. This year, they've revamped the defense in an effort to win their first Super Bowl, and the man we're going to talk about today will play a vital piece in making that dream become a reality. He's shown the ability to make plays and a valuable versatility that has made him the Swiss Army knife for this Lions defense. Thank you for returning for another video. I am your host, Johnny Gaz. I appreciate you guys coming back to the channel. Today, we're going to go back to our player profile series and look at Jack of all trades, Brian Branch. We'll look at his history, the impact that he's had on the Lions in his short career so far, and provide an outlook for 2024 and beyond. Should be a lot of fun. Let's go. Before we talk about BB, do me a small favor and hit that like button on the video. It is the best free way to help out the channel. If you hit the subscription button and that notify bell, you'll make sure not to miss any future videos here on Johnny Gaz Sports. I now have a membership option available. If you're interested, hit that join button and I will walk you through all the options you have to become a part of the channel. Thank you guys so much for the recent support. All the comments and interaction has been so much fun. I appreciate it so much. We're now on the road to 2,000 subscribers thanks to you guys. Let's dive into today's topic. Brian Amani Branch was born October 22nd, 2001. He's originally from Fayetteville, Georgia. There, his 3 older brothers and older sister were primarily raised by their mother, Sharon. Brian's father, Clarence, and Sharon divorced when Brian was very young, and Clarence really didn't have much involvement in Brian's life. Unfortunately, Clarence did pass away when Brian first started to attend college. Taking it back, though, Brian, in 8th grade, attended the Pass Football Academy in Georgia. There he met trainer Andre Powell, who's also a former Arena League player. Both Brian and Sharon credit Andre for being that fatherly figure when he was young and really teaching him football. Brian ended up attending Sandy Creek High School. That's actually the same high school attended by wide receiver and Hall of Famer Megatron, Kelvin Johnson. There, he turned himself into a fantastic defensive back and wide receiver, so much so that he was named the Georgia 5A Ironman as a senior there at Sandy Creek High School for the top two-way player in the state. He was a 4-star recruit and ended up being the number 3 safety and number 79 overall player in the country that year. He received offers from all of the major schools, including Georgia, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma, also Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, and plenty of other schools. He ended up committing to play at the University of Alabama in April of 2019. Brian Branch enters Alabama, a highly touted recruit, as with many others that come into SEC schools. He competed for the starting nickelback position with another player, Malachi Moore. Unfortunately, in training camp for that freshman season, Brian Branch had sort of a COVID issue, an injury issue that prevented him from kind of taking charge. So he only ended up playing in 12 games that season, 3 starts, but towards the end of the season really started to show himself, and that included the start in the College Football National Championship game, which we know Alabama won in 2020. He ended up finishing his freshman season with 27 tackles, 7 passes defended, and 2 interceptions that year. The following season, he became the full-time starter at the nickel cornerback position, or the star position, as made famous by Nick Saban in Alabama. And that's really a hybrid between the cornerback and safety position, and really puts that player in a position to not only be a cover corner, but also a safety in the back end, but be able to come up and almost play a linebacker position, help in the run, and really be a force overall in that defense. And he started to establish himself there in 2021. He finished that season with 55 tackles, 1 sack, and 9 passes defended, and set him up for a fantastic 2022, where he entered that season as an honorable mention preseason All-American. He finished his 2022 with 90 tackles, which was 3rd on the team, 14 tackles for loss, 2nd on the team, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 7 passes defended. and really showed himself to be an impact player and make the biggest plays in the biggest games. He seemed to save his best play for not only the national championship games, but the bowl games that they had on the end of the season, and really established himself as the best safety in the 2023 draft class. The Detroit Lions selected Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. As they're sitting there in round 2, GM Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell recognize another player that they don't want to miss on, a guy that should not have slipped out of the first round. And sitting at pick number 48, the Lions decided to move up to get their guy. They select Brian Branch with pick number 45 in the 2023 NFL Draft in the second round. They end up giving up 48 and pick number 159 to the Green Bay Packers to be able to make that move. I think Brian Branch slipped really because of the athletic testing that he did prior to the draft there. He had a poor 40 time. I think it was a 4.640, somewhere in there. That is a little bit slow in comparison to the other first-round defensive backs. He also had a subpar RAS score. I think it was it 5.27, which historically the Lions do typically look at guys with higher RAS scores. But Brian Branch's tape just didn't lie. And I think the Lions recognized that and did whatever they could and were thrilled to get him there in the second round. Brian Branch started his NFL career in the preseason against the Giants, making an impact play right away. A fantastic hit against Cole Beasley, which really just kind of set the tone for him in that season. He continues that for the regular season. In week 1, we opened up this video showing the pick 6 of Patrick Mahomes. And what a huge play that was. The Lions were down 14-7. Kansas City has the ball driving, and Brian Branch is able to make a play. And that remained consistent throughout the 2023 season for Brian Branch. He ended up playing in 15 games, started 9 of those games, finishing with 74 tackles total, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, 13 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble. And I think the most telling stat for Brian Branch in 2023 is his impact play percentage. He led all defensive backs with a 7.1% impact play percentage, and that's not just rookies, that's all NFL defensive backs. What an amazing stat, and what a great way to kick off your NFL career. The future appears bright, but what is the outlook for 2024 and beyond for Brian Branch? I think the first thing is his health. Last year, week 4 at Green Bay, he had the ankle injury, and that sort of lingered throughout the season. He went ahead this offseason and had the surgery done to get that all cleaned up. The Lions organization has come out and said that they expect him back fully healthy, ready to go by training camp in the preseason. Last year, Brian Branch played in about 3/4 of the defensive snaps. The defensive assistant Jim O'Neill and defensive back coach Jashea Townsend have both come out and said they want him more involved this year. They want him closer to 100% of those defensive snaps in 2024. Brian Branch has proven that he can cover like a corner, he can run fit like a linebacker, and he can control the defense like a safety. He is truly a jack of all trades and the Swiss Army knife for this Detroit Lions defense. And I think he will be a vital piece to where they go in 2024. Thank you guys so much for returning for another video. I appreciate your guys' time. Please hit a like on this video if you dug what we did here today. The subscription button and notify bell is the best way to make sure you don't miss any future videos here on the channel. You got to tell me what you guys think. What is Brian Branch's ceiling here? And what do you expect from him in 2024? Can he be that final piece to the defense? If he gets more snaps in 2024, can they take the next step and get to a Super Bowl? Definitely let me know what you think. More than anything, make sure you take care of your mental health. I want to make sure you guys come back on future videos. Thank you again so much for your time. I will see you very, very soon.